Hi, welcome to another cooking video. I'm making homemade chicken and dumplings. This time the dumplings will be completely homemade. I'm just going to wash the chicken and get it cleaned out real good. When you get a whole chicken, there's always a neck inside. You want to make sure you get that out. You can use it for something else if you'd like. Wash the chicken really well and put it in a pan. Here I am rinsing some pinto beans to go with my chicken and dumplings. Rinse those beans good a couple of times, fill the pan with water, put them on the stove and let them cook a couple of hours. And you're also letting your dumplings cook. After your beans are almost done, you put salt, pepper, and bacon grease and put them back on the stove to cook probably for another 30 minutes to 45. Now I am just going to get my chicken out of the broth so that I can let it cool while I make my dumplings. In the beginning, I had let my beans boil for about 10 minutes and then I turned them down to about medium heat and they cooked for a couple hours and then I seasoned them and then I put them back to cook, like I said, another 45 minutes. But you want to stir them often to make sure they don't stick, because once you have put the meat grease in, they will burn quicker. And make sure you don't leave any bones in that chicken broth because you don't want to find bones in your dumplings. I'm making a pretty large pot of dumplings, so I am using 4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of butter, and you want to soften that butter and cream it into your flour mixture. So after you've creamed that butter in with all your dry ingredients, then you will add 1 cup of milk. Your milk can be regular milk or buttermilk. I used a half a cup of buttermilk, and you just want to stir that in until it starts to form a dough. And then I put down some wax paper so that I can roll my dough out. You want to make that dough pretty thin because you don't want thick, doughy dumplings. If the dough sticks to your hands too much or your rolling pin, then you can put a little flour on top of that to keep it from sticking. It takes a few minutes of rolling and pressing to get that as thin as you want. And then I just take my pizza cutter and cut it into strips. And then I'll go back across the other way and cut it into squares and get it ready to put in my chicken broth. You want to have your broth pretty hot, usually about medium heat, not quite a rolling boil, but close. And then just begin putting the dough into the broth and make sure you stir it often to keep it from sticking. And you'll also want to season it well with salt and pepper. So I have all my dumplings pretty much in the pan now. And I am going to stir it, make sure it's not sticking, and then I'm going to add my chicken. It's usually cool enough by now that you can tear it apart with your hands, use a fork, however. I was trying to save time, so I was basically just using my hands. Some people just like the white meat in their dumplings. I usually use the whole chicken. So I'm just going to get all this chicken tore up and into my dumplings. And don't forget, stir it often. You wouldn't want it to burn at this point. And after the dumplings begin to look like they're cooked up well, then you can turn your fire down a little bit and continue putting your chicken in. I also usually put in about 1/3 to 1/2 a stick of butter because it gives it a much richer flavoring. And that's pretty much it. That's all I use for my seasoning: salt, pepper, and butter. How about a bit of humor? What did the chicken say as he was being put into the pot? No, I don't want to go in there. I'm scared. I can't help it. I'm such a chicken. So you all think I'm a bit of a nut now. You probably did anyhow. What's the difference? Anyhow, I'm just going to keep on simmering my chicken and dumplings. I did a taste test. If they need more seasoning, put that in there. And don't those look good? Anyhow, I like to eat mine on just plain light bread, and my husband likes to eat his with cornbread. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.